How many things in your home can do 15 different jobs and cost just $2? When I was a child, there was always one thing under my grandmother's sink. It wasn't a fancy cleaner or a big brand bottle. It was a plain jug of white vinegar. No bold colors, no strong chemicals. Just something simple and powerful. I still remember the way the house smelled after she cleaned. Not like lemon-scented chemicals or fake pine. Just clean. Honest, familiar. Back then, we didn't call it a life hack. It was just the way things were done, with wisdom, not waste. And today, that same wisdom still works. In fact, it works better than ever. In this video, I'll show you 15 of the most surprising and practical ways to use white vinegar around your home. They're safe, they're effective, and they've stood the test of time. Stay with me, because the very last tip is one even most professionals don't talk about, but it can change the way you sleep at night. Let's begin. Hack number 1. Refresh upholstery, curtains, and rugs without chemicals. Over time, the fabrics in our homes, like couches, curtains, and rugs, start to hold on to odors from cooking, pets, and everyday life. But instead of covering them up with perfume sprays, you can clean them naturally with white vinegar. Mix 1 part vinegar with 2 parts water in a spray bottle. Add a few drops of essential oil like lavender or lemon if you like. Lightly mist the fabric. Do not soak it, and let it air dry. For deeper smells, sprinkle baking soda first. Wait 15 minutes, then mist with the vinegar mix. Vacuum everything up after it dries. Once finished, you'll notice the scent is gone. Not replaced, just clean. The vinegar smell disappears completely as it dries. It's a gentle, chemical-free way to bring freshness back to the fabric surfaces you use every day. Simple, safe, and surprisingly effective, this little trick brings a quiet kind of comfort to your space. Hack number 2. Keep dust away longer from furniture and shelves. Dust can feel like a never-ending battle. You clean today, and it's back tomorrow. That's because static electricity builds up on dry surfaces, pulling dust right out of the air. But there's a smart and simple way to fix it. In a spray bottle, mix 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of white vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. The vinegar lifts dirt, while the olive oil adds a light protective layer. Add a few drops of essential oil for a subtle scent. Spray the mixture onto a microfiber cloth, then wipe your shelves, furniture, or appliances. Follow with a dry cloth to buff the surface. The result? Surfaces that shine and stay cleaner longer. I used to dust several times a week. Now I can go a full week or more. This method cuts down on static, repels dust, and leaves a soft glow. Without chemical cleaners or heavy wax, your home will look and feel fresher, longer. Hack number 3. Freshen up your mattress and breathe better at night. Your mattress quietly collects dust, sweat, and odor over time, even when you wash your sheets often. But freshening it doesn't require a deep clean or expensive sprays. Just mix 2 parts water with 1 part white vinegar in a spray bottle. Lightly mist the mattress surface. Don't soak it. Then sprinkle a generous layer of baking soda over the top. Let it sit for at least 1 hour, or longer if possible. The vinegar disinfects, and the baking soda lifts out moisture, odors, and allergens. Once it's dry, vacuum the mattress thoroughly, using an upholstery attachment. This simple routine clears out the things you can't see and helps you breathe easier at night. I do this every few months and always notice the difference in sleep quality. There's something deeply comforting about lying down on a mattress that feels truly clean. It's a quiet kind of self-care that brings peace to your rest. Hack number 4. Eliminate bad odors from shoes gently and effectively. Shoes go through a lot: sweat, moisture, long walks, and warm weather. Over time, they develop a smell that sprays can't truly fix. Here's a better solution. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a spray bottle. Lightly mist the inside of your shoes, then place them in a well-ventilated area overnight. The vinegar works to kill the bacteria causing the odor and dries without leaving any smell behind. For stronger odors, wipe the inside with pure vinegar using a cloth, then sprinkle baking soda inside. Let it sit overnight, then shake or vacuum out the powder in the morning. This gentle method removes odor at its source and keeps shoes fresh between washes. It won't damage the fabric or leave residue, and it's safe for most materials. I use this trick on my walking shoes every couple of weeks. It's simple, natural, and saves me from embarrassment when I take them off. Hack number 5. Disinfect and deodorize the toilet bowl. Cleaning the toilet isn't fun, but it doesn't have to involve harsh chemicals. Vinegar offers a safer, simpler way to keep your toilet fresh and clean. Pour 1 cup of white vinegar directly into the toilet bowl. Let it sit for 30 minutes to break down stains, odors, and bacteria. For tougher spots, add half a cup of baking soda. The fizz helps lift away grime. Scrub gently with a toilet brush, then flush. To keep things fresh between deep cleans, pour half a glass of vinegar into the bowl at night. Let it sit overnight without flushing. You can also spray the seat and base with vinegar and water to clean surfaces without chemicals. It's effective, safe for your plumbing, and gentle on the air you breathe. Since using this method, my bathroom stays cleaner longer, with no harsh smells. Just a fresh, cared-for space, quietly maintained with what you already have at home. Hack number 6. Say goodbye to limescale and water stains. Hard water can leave behind chalky white stains on faucets, shower heads, and glass. This buildup, called limescale, dulls the shine of your bathroom and makes it look dirty even when it's clean. Vinegar dissolves these stains naturally. Soak a cloth in warm vinegar and wrap it around the affected area. Let it sit for 30 minutes to loosen mineral deposits. Then scrub gently with a sponge or an old toothbrush. For stubborn spots, sprinkle baking soda on the surface first, then scrub. It also works well on cloudy shower doors. Just spray vinegar, wait, then wipe clean. No need for harsh chemicals or strong smells. Since using this trick, my fixtures look brand new and cleaning takes less effort. It's simple, safe, and restores that fresh, polished look. Just a little vinegar and a few minutes of care go a long way toward making your bathroom sparkle again. No sprays, no bleach, just results. Hack number 7. Descale your coffee maker or kettle for better tasting drinks. Minerals in tap water build up inside your coffee maker or kettle over time, creating limescale that affects taste and slows performance. Vinegar helps remove this buildup gently. For a drip coffee maker, fill the reservoir with equal parts vinegar and water. Run a half-brew cycle, then pause for 20 minutes to let the solution sit. Finish the cycle, then run 2 full cycles with clean water to rinse. For an electric kettle, fill it with the same vinegar mix, boil it, then let it sit for 15 minutes before rinsing. This removes chalky residue without damage or strong chemicals. Your coffee and tea will taste fresher, and your machine will work more efficiently. I tried to do this monthly. It only takes a few minutes and makes a big difference. A small act of maintenance, powered by vinegar, can restore both flavor and peace of mind to your daily routine. Hack number 8. Remove stubborn kitchen grease without harsh chemicals. The kitchen is where so many warm memories begin. Holiday meals, homemade cookies, coffee shared with a friend. But it's also where grease loves to hide. Around the stove, on cabinet doors, on the vent hood, grease builds up over time, attracting dust and making surfaces feel sticky and dull. Most people turn to strong, chemical-filled degreasers, but there's a gentler way, one that's just as effective and much safer for your home and your lungs. Start by gently warming 1 cup of white vinegar. Don't boil it. Just get it warm enough to help loosen the grease. Pour it into a spray bottle and spray directly onto greasy areas. your stovetop, backsplash, cabinet doors, or even inside the microwave. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. The warm vinegar breaks down the greasy residue and softens it, making it easier to wipe away. If you're dealing with especially stubborn spots, sprinkle a little baking soda directly onto the surface after spraying. The fizzing reaction helps lift the grime without scratching or damaging the finish. Use a damp sponge or microfiber cloth to wipe it clean. Rinse the cloth with hot water as needed and repeat if necessary. Since I started using this method, I don't spend nearly as much time scrubbing. The grease lifts off easily, and best of all, there's no heavy chemical smell lingering in the air. It's cleaner, it's safer, and it brings your kitchen back to the way it should be, a place that feels good to walk into and even better to cook in. Hack number 9. Eliminate bad odors from the refrigerator. The refrigerator is one of the most important appliances in the home and one of the easiest to ignore until something smells off. A little spilled juice, a forgotten leftover, or just everyday moisture can create lingering odors that seem impossible to get rid of. But with vinegar, you can fix that easily and naturally. Start by emptying out the fridge completely. Then mix equal parts white vinegar and warm water. Use a soft cloth or sponge to wipe down every shelf, drawer, and wall inside the refrigerator. If you find any sticky spots, let the vinegar solution sit there for a minute or two. It'll loosen the mess so you can clean it without scrubbing hard. Once everything is wiped clean, here's the trick that keeps things fresh long after you've closed the door. Place a small bowl of plain white vinegar or a cotton ball soaked in vinegar in a corner of the fridge. Leave it there for a few hours or even overnight. The vinegar absorbs unwanted odors instead of just covering them up. And don't worry, it won't make your food taste funny. In fact, your fridge won't smell like anything at all, which is exactly how a fridge should smell. Since using this method, I've stopped buying odor removers or chemical sprays. Just a bit of vinegar, and my fridge stays fresh, clean, and ready for whatever comes next. Because peace of mind sometimes begins with something as simple as opening the fridge and breathing in nothing at all. Hack number 10. Disinfect cutting boards and wooden utensils safely. Cutting boards and wooden utensils are the quiet workhorses of the kitchen. Whether you're chopping vegetables, slicing bread, or preparing Sunday dinner, you're probably using them every single day. But over time, tiny cuts and grooves in the wood can trap food particles and bacteria, even if you rinse them right after use. Most soaps don't reach deep enough. And strong disinfectants? They're not always food safe. That's why vinegar is such a perfect solution. To clean a cutting board, pour a generous amount of white vinegar directly onto the surface. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. During that time, the vinegar works its way into the grooves, breaking down bacteria and neutralizing lingering food odors, like garlic, onion, or fish. If you're dealing with deeper cuts or stronger smells, sprinkle some baking soda over the board first, then pour the vinegar on top. The bubbling reaction helps lift debris and grime up from inside the wood. Scrub gently with a brush or sponge, rinse with warm water, and dry completely with a clean towel. You can do the same for wooden spoons, spatulas, or even salad bowls. Just soak them in a bowl filled with hot water and vinegar for about 30 minutes, then rinse and let air dry. For an extra touch of freshness, you can rub half a lemon over the surface after cleaning. It adds a natural citrus scent and gives your board a little extra shine. Since adopting this habit, I feel better knowing the tools I use to prepare food are not just clean, they're truly safe. Because when you cook with love, it makes sense to clean with care. Hack number 11. Eliminate bad odors from the trash can and keep them away. Even if you change the bag regularly, trash cans have a way of holding on to smells. A little leak at the bottom of the bag, a bit of food waste that missed the mark. It all adds up. And over time, those odors can start to linger, no matter how clean the rest of your kitchen is. But vinegar offers a simple, natural fix that not only removes odors, it prevents them from coming back. First, take out the trash bag and rinse the inside of the can with hot water. Then pour 1 full cup of white vinegar directly into the bottom of the can. Use a sponge or brush to scrub the sides and bottom thoroughly. Let it sit for about 10 minutes to let the vinegar do its work. Then, rinse and dry. Now, here's the trick to keeping the can fresh. Vinegar ice cubes. Just pour white vinegar into an ice cube tray and freeze it. Whenever you put in a new bag, drop 1 cube into the bottom of the can. As it melts, it slowly disinfects and absorbs odors. Don't have time to make vinegar ice cubes? No problem. Soak a cotton ball in white vinegar and leave it at the bottom of the can overnight. It works just as well, without any chemicals or artificial scents. Since I started doing this, my kitchen has smelled cleaner, even when the trash is full. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference. Because a fresh home isn't about perfection, it's about thoughtful care, even in the places no one sees. Hack number 12. Replace fabric softener with vinegar for softer, cleaner clothes. We all love the feeling of freshly washed clothes, soft towels, clean sheets, and shirts that smell like home. But what most people don't realize is that traditional fabric softeners don't actually clean. They coat your laundry in a thin layer of chemicals that can trap odors, reduce absorbency, and irritate sensitive skin over time. There's a better option, and it's already in your kitchen. White vinegar. Just add 1/2 cup of white vinegar to the fabric softener compartment of your washing machine. That's it. The vinegar works during the rinse cycle to break down any leftover soap residue and helps restore the natural softness of your clothes without any artificial fragrance or buildup. If you've ever noticed that your towels have gone stiff, or your workout clothes still have an odd smell after washing, this method can make a noticeable difference. And don't worry, your laundry won't come out smelling like vinegar. Once it dries, the smell completely disappears, leaving behind a clean, neutral scent. Since switching to vinegar, my towels feel fluffier, my clothes breathe better, and everything feels lighter against the skin. It's especially helpful for anyone with allergies or skin sensitivities. And as a bonus, vinegar is gentler on your washing machine too. No residue, no clogs, just clean. Because sometimes the most comforting things, like warm laundry out of the dryer, are even better when they're done the simple way. Hack number 13. Deep clean your washing machine to keep clothes smelling fresh. Your washing machine is supposed to clean your clothes. But over time, it can start to smell musty or leave laundry less than fresh. That's because detergent residue, fabric softener, and dirt from your clothes can build up inside the drum, the hoses, and especially around the rubber seals. If your laundry sometimes smells off, even when it's just been washed, your machine might be the reason. But don't worry, vinegar makes it easy to bring it back to life. Here's how. Pour 2 full cups of white vinegar into the detergent compartment of your washer. Then, run a full cycle using the hottest water setting available. Make sure the drum is empty. No clothes, just vinegar and hot water. As the cycle runs, the vinegar breaks down soap scum, disinfects the inside, and clears out anything hiding in the pipes. After the cycle is done, take a cloth soaked in vinegar and wipe around the rubber gasket or door seal, especially in the folds where moisture and mold tend to collect. If you want a little extra scrubbing power, sprinkle some baking soda onto the cloth before wiping. Do this about once a month, and you'll notice your machine smells cleaner, runs better, and your clothes come out fresher. It's a small act of maintenance, but it makes a big difference, not just for your laundry, but for the life of your machine. Because even the things that help us every day need a little care now and then. Hack number 14. Restore rusty tools and kitchen utensils with vinegar. There's something satisfying about fixing instead of replacing. Whether it's an old pair of garden shears, a dull kitchen knife, or a rusted screwdriver tucked away in the garage, these tools often still have life left in them. They just need a little help. And once again, white vinegar comes to the rescue. Vinegar contains acetic acid, which breaks down rust naturally without damaging the metal underneath. To clean a rusty tool, simply place it in a container filled with plain white vinegar. Let it soak for a few hours, anywhere from 2 to overnight, depending on how bad the rust is. If the tool is too large to soak, don't worry. Just soak a cloth in vinegar and wrap it around the rusty area. Then cover it with plastic to keep it from drying out too quickly. Let it sit for a few hours, then remove the wrap and scrub the rusted spot with steel wool, a stiff brush, or even an old toothbrush. Once the rust is gone, rinse the item thoroughly with water and dry it completely. To protect it from rusting again, rub a small amount of mineral oil or even cooking oil onto the metal. I've used this method on old gardening tools I thought were beyond saving, and every time I'm amazed by how easily they come back to life. It feels good, not just to clean, but to restore, to take care of something you've used, maybe for years, and give it a second chance. Because wisdom isn't always about throwing things out. Sometimes it's about knowing how to make them useful again. Hack number 15. Crystal clear glass and mirrors without streaks. There's something almost magical about looking into a perfectly clean mirror or watching sunlight pour through a spotless window. But if you've ever used store-bought glass cleaners, you know the frustration, streaks, residue, and dull surfaces that seem to get dirty again the next day. Here's a better way. A quieter, simpler way. And yes, it involves vinegar. Start by mixing equal parts white vinegar and hot water in a spray bottle. The warmth helps loosen grease and dirt more effectively than cold liquid. Spray the solution generously onto your mirror or glass surface. Now here's the real trick. Do not use paper towels. They leave behind lint and can cause streaks. Instead, use a clean, dry microfiber cloth, or even better, a sheet of old newspaper. Newspaper polishes glass beautifully without scratching, and you'll be surprised how well it works. Wipe in gentle circular motions. Once the surface is dry, go over it one more time with a clean, dry cloth for that final shine. Since I switched to this method, I haven't bought commercial glass cleaner in years. My windows sparkle longer, and my mirrors reflect light instead of streaks. It's a small task, but it changes how a room feels. Because when the light comes through clearly, everything else feels a little brighter too. And there you have it. 15 simple, powerful ways to use white vinegar that can make your home cleaner, fresher, and a little more peaceful. But more than that, I hope today's video reminded you of something deeper. That sometimes the best solutions aren't the newest ones. They're the ones passed down, quietly, patiently, from those who came before us. Not because they were trendy, but because they worked. If one of these tips brought back a memory, a smell, a habit, something your mother or grandmother used to do, I'd love to hear it. Please share your story in the comments below. Because this channel isn't just about advice, it's about connection. And your wisdom might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If you found something helpful, consider subscribing. Next week, we'll be talking about baking soda secrets, the kind that can freshen, fix, and even heal in ways you might not expect. Until then, take care of your space, take care of yourself, and remember, wisdom grows with time.